If you are an international student who's planning to study abroad or flying soon, this video is for you. Having an international bank account before you land is really essential. Don't worry, we got you covered. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to ULTV Study Abroad 101. I'm Shifali Srivastava, Marketing and Communication Manager at University Living. We are fortunate to be living in a digital world, so there are plenty of fintech companies to help us. They just don't offer this help, they also offer cashback, sign-up bonuses, and many discounts on your favorite app. In today's discussion, we're going to discuss the world's first truly global financial app, Revolut. To discover how to send, spend, and save smartly, we recommend that you pay very close attention to our speaker, Tomás Ribeiro, Business Development Manager at Revolut. Hi, Thomas, how are you?
Hey, Shefali. I'm fine, thank you. And thanks
Thank you
for the
so much for
invitation for
joining
today's
us.
call.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
as
much
well.
for joining us. So, Revolut is doing pretty well, and right now it's getting momentum with respect to brand across the globe. If I talk about what exactly is Revolut, and why do you think it's very important for an international student to use the service of Revolut?
Revolut is a product that was created around 7 years ago with the goal of modernizing all of the financial system. We are basically app-based, so we operate through an app. We don't have a branch like traditional banks have. We don't require the students or any kind of user to go to a branch to set up that account. Our onboarding process are quite seamless. Within a few minutes, you can set up your Revolut account purely online without having to go through any kind of hustle.
Right. So I think anybody who has been through the, and I think everybody has been through that pain of long queues. You're standing, you're signing 10 documents, and then also you get another date to have a bank account. So that's a very tedious process for anyone. But I believe Revolut is solving that problem for all these users, correct?
Exactly. Basically, once you download the app and you begin your startup process, within a matter of minutes, you can have your account approved. And once your account is approved, it's ready to be used. So eventually you can also order a physical card if you actually want to use Revolut for your daily expenses. But Revolut also allows you to link your app to Google Pay and App Store and Google Pay and Apple Pay. So once your account is linked, you can straight away using it in the same day that you have created your Revolut account. All of this process purely online. And then once you are in the app, it offers you a wide range of products that you can use from daily card payments to investing opportunities, insurances, a wide range of products that I believe we'll go through in this call as well.
Right. I was about to come to that there's a different variety of product lines and extensions that Revolut offers for anyone who's using it. But before we dive into that, there are many other competitors who are now moving towards, virtual banking, which is different from traditional banking. How Revolut differentiate itself from others?
I will say our key value proposition is the focus that we have on the quality of the product. We always put ourselves in the perspective of the user, and we want to make their experience while using our app as seamless and as easy as possible. Within 1-2 clicks, you can convert your money from one currency to the other. You can do an international transfer. You can start your investment opportunities by as low as $1, which many providers don't allow you to invest with with this kind of low funds into their product. So it's in the end is always the customer focus, is always putting ourselves in the shoes of our users and understanding what can we do to make their financial habits and to financial organization as easy and as simple as possible.
Correct. You said it very correctly that you're trying to reinvent the financial habits of a user, and you're trying to study that pattern. I see that you have very highlighted, and which I spoke also earlier, that send, spend, save smartly. So you guys are offering very different products to manage this kind of financial transaction that a student is doing. So indeed, that makes difference. Now, there is one more such product of yours which is creating a lot of buzz in the market, that is Revolut less than 18. Now, what is this product and how is this different from anything else in the market?
So Revolut under 18 is a product that the biggest goal is to start giving some financial literacy to young people. So typically it's difficult for these youngsters to create any kind of bank account. Obviously there are highly regulations for people that are not society, or the society doesn't consider them an adult. So typically it's difficult for young people to have a bank account, to have some kind of financial literacy. And eventually what Revolut aims to do with the under 18 is to give to these people possibility for them in a safe environment, start managing their own income, start having their bank account, instead of parents giving the money, the physical money to the students or to their kids. They can actually have a physical card that works like any other debit card that they can use on their daily lives. The difference between Revolut under 18 and the normal Revolut account is very easy. Revolut under 18 account works as kind of a sub account of the parent account. So the parent will have full visibility over all of the spend that is being done with his kids' account. They will have full control of how much money is there. They can put more money, they can take money from there, they can set up targets, for example, clean your room and you will get 10 pounds, or they can have whatever grade and you will receive X amount. So the parent can set up a rewarding system where once it's completed and validated by the parent, then those funds are transferred from the parent account to the kids account. So summing up, your kids account is going to be a sub account of you as a parent. So they will not be able to sign up to Revolut under 18 unless you create your normal Revolut account first.
That's a very important point that you mentioned. And the point that you mentioned earlier, that you want to develop a financial habit in a user. It's very much clear in this product of yours that you are helping and you're encouraging students or kids who are under 18 to be financially stable, because everybody talks about financial knowledge. It is really important in these days. Like we are talking, every influencer is talking about being financially stable, being woke about finances, but nobody's talking about how to spend it, because the kids don't get this liberty to use money on their own. But I believe with this feature of yours, and of course power to parents, that they can reward on cleaning the room, they can give a reward. So yeah, I think it will create a lot of difference, and it will drive that financial knowledge and hunger in younger kids, that will lead to a better economy later on, because they'll have, again, save, spend, save smartly. So yeah. Great.
Definitely.
Now, we have spoken about Revolut normal, we have spoken about Revolut under 18, we have spoken how Revolut is different. And of course, we talk about the app, we say that it's the world's truly financially enabled, first truly global financial app. How does this app works? If I am a normal user and I want to create a Revolut account, how do I go about it once I download it from an Apple store or from an Android store? How to go about it? What documents would I need?
So to set up your Revolut account, you will obviously need to first download the app. Once you download the app, you will be asked to select the region where you will eventually be providing, to which eventually you'll be providing your legal documentation. So for example, let's say if you are based in the UK, then you will select the country UK. After you select the country, you provide your phone number, your email address, where we have the verification process as well of the phone number by receiving a code, and the email address as well. And after we have collected your main information, contact information, then you go through our Know Your Customer process. The Know Your Customer process is the account validation process, where you are requested to take a selfie and to submit your legal documentation. In terms of legal documentation, there are several options for you to submit. Typically, you need some kind of governmental issued document. This governmental issued document can be either just the ID. If you are an UK citizen, you can straight away submit your ID or your passport and your account, and that's enough information together with the selfie for your account to be approved. If you are based outside of the UK and you want to create a UK account, then you'll need to provide either your residency permit, your student or worker visa. So what is the document that allows you to live in the longer term in the UK, together with your passport and again a selfie, your selfie. So for an international student wanting to move into the UK, summing up, the documents will require will be a photo of the passport, a photo of the either visa or residency permit that is going to allow them to enter in the UK, and lastly, a selfie of yourself, obviously. So this can be done prior to moving into the UK. So as soon as the student has all of this documentation, they can download the app, they can create the app, create their account, not necessarily being physically in the UK, which is allowing the students to have their bank card, because then once the account is approved, so after all of the documentation is submitted, typically it takes a few minutes for the account, those documents to be reviewed and approved. Once the account is approved, you can order your physical card to wherever you are based. We distribute these cards globally. And once you have your card, you have your account set up, you can start topping up money to the account, either by doing a bank transfer or linking your bank account. So there are several options for you to put money in Revolut. But from this moment onwards, your account is ready to use, and you can actually move into the UK already with your account and bank card created.
Great, great. Now I have one question over here. Like, you mentioned that it takes a couple of minutes to verify the document, which is very valid. Is there a certain time limit to it, like for minimum or maximum, maybe 24 hours or 48 hours? Is there a time limit to it?
I believe there is a maximum of around 24 hours, even though for most of the situations, the approval is given within minutes. So this is to give Revolut as well a safeguarding, because that is something that is not going well. But as long as the documents are submitted within the standard that we request, because obviously if the selfie is of low quality, if the photo of the passport is low quality, or if the photo of the visa is not the type of document that we expect to be submitted, if there is any error, obviously this approval process might not be accepted, and we might reach out to the user to ask for further information. But as long as everything is within the standard and the quality of the pictures is good, this process never takes more than maximum a few hours, but most of the cases in a few minutes you have your confirmation.
Right. So it's really important to have a good quality picture of passport and images, so that every data and every information on that particular piece of photograph is visible to the person who's verifying, correct? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, while we are on the subject of international student, and we are doing this exclusively for international students who are going to travel really in near future, what kind of plans? So, for example, you mentioned that there will be a card or so delivered at your domestic address. So, can they use? Do they need a physical card altogether, or is there a virtual card as well for this?
Yes.
Second, is there a paid plan to the service, or how, or is it something which is unpaid or total?
So Revolut has the virtual card. So once your account is approved, once you go through that KYC process and you receive the notification saying that your account was approved, you straight away have a virtual card that is ready for you to link with Google Pay, with Apple Pay, and on any online purchase, and it's ready to use. You can order the physical card, but the physical card is just to allow you to use physical cards that don't, in places that don't accept contactless payments through Google Pay or Apple Pay. So once your account is set up, you are ready to go. You have this virtual card. Then you can also upgrade to subscription plan. Revolut has a free, what we call the standard plan, plus premium and metal. Each one of the plans obviously have a cost that they incur. This cost can vary on a country basis depending on the currency that that country has, but all of this information is also available on our website and updated once there is any updates to be done. So that will be my advisable way to check what are the actual full list of advantages of each one of the subscription plans. Generically speaking, a subscription plan will have lower commissions that you charge. For example, if you want to do an international transfer, the higher the subscription plan is, the lower the commission is going to be. In terms of investment products, there are also some advantages on the commissions that are charged when you buy or sell either crypto or stock options. And generically speaking, your usage is of the app is going to be better if you have a subscription plan. In the reward section, you have access to more cashback opportunities, to higher cashback opportunities. We might have agreements with some providers where if you are on a metal plan, your cashback can go up to 10 or 20%, while if you are on a premium, 5-10%, and if you are on a standard, 2 to 5, for example, giving just a pretty explanatory numbers. So there are some, or there are a lot of benefits that you have on the subscription plan. In my advice for an international student, when I was an international student myself, I had the free plan, the free standard plan. The reason why was I was not giving a high usage of the app that would allow me to benefit from a subscription plan. However, this really depends from case to case. If your parents are regularly transfer money from abroad to your account, or if you are transferring money from your account to abroad, then it might be already beneficial for you to be on an a subscription plan. On our app, on our website, we have in the international section, international transfer section, calculator that allows you to see how much you would pay in fees if you would be transferring from Revolut, and how much you would be saving if you were on a premium account, for example. So then you can actually understand, depending on the needs, if you want to start investing in any kind of investment product, then there is an advantages as well for you to upgrade to a subscription plan. In the end, it really depends on how do you plan to use Revolut. In my case, I was using Revolut just to do the everyday payments, and back then I didn't feel the need to have a subscription plan. Also, student, so I don't want to have any kind of monthly fee with my Revolut account. But once again, there might be direct financial benefits that you can have from upgrading to a subscription plan, obviously depending on what type of product and how regular are you using those products on our app.
Right. So subscription plan means easier life for anyone who's transferring funds on a regular basis, which is gonna be a very regular case for any international student who is going there to study. At a given point of time, you might need money back from home. So definitely, I think subscription helps. Now, I wanted to understand one thing. Does the subscription plan also helps with the cashbacks and the bonuses that a student gets?
Yes, there are some deals. So all of these cashbacks and bonuses that the user has on our reward section are negotiated directly with the merchants. And in many of those agreements that we have with the merchant, there are extra benefits for users in a higher subscription plan. So there might be some deals where the cashback offer is the same, but there are some rewards as well, where depending on your subscription plan, you will have a higher cashback amount.
Cool, great, makes sense. Now, while we are on the subject and we spoke about it, international funds is something which is a very tedious process for any parents to send money from domestic country for the students, because a lot of time it happens that a student needs money on a very immediate basis, and transferring the money takes a little longer period. So how have you achieved a seamless process of transferring money for any international student?
So first of all, in terms of when it comes about international transfers, if there is differences if the transfer is being made from a different bank provider to Revolut, or from Revolut to a different bank provider. If the transfer is being made from a Revolut account to a Revolut account, this is the best offer that we have. Basically, it has the lowest transaction fees in the market, and it has the transfer is basically done instantly. So if it is from a Revolut account to a Revolut account, the transaction is done instantly with the lowest transaction fees available. If it comes from a different bank account to a Revolut account, then we are depending on the other provider as well, on the money takes some time to reach Revolut. The moment it reaches Revolut, it's made available to the user, but it can take up to 2-3 business days, depending on the country, depending on the region, the corridor that the transfer is happening, for the money to reach the Revolut account, if it comes from another bank provider. In case the student regularly need these funds to be available instantly once they, for example, ask their parents. My advice will then be for the parents to set up their own Revolut account, and this way they are comfortable that whenever they make the transfer is instantly made available to their student or their son.
Okay, great. So while we are on the subject, it's very important for everybody to know where exactly Revolut is operational, in which all country, in which all parts of globe, because international students come from all parts of the globe. So if you can just highlight the locations where Revolut is working right now.
Revolut is available in all of the EEA region, so all of the countries in Europe, including the United Kingdom. United Kingdom is where we are originally based on. Then we are also available in the Americas, already live in the United States. However, there are some Latin American countries that are going to be, that Revolut is going to launch throughout this year. For example, Brazil is going to open this year as well. In Asia, we are currently live in Australia, Japan, and Singapore. However, once again, there are some countries that we are going to be rolling out soon. And in this case, India is going to be one of the key countries that we are going to launch Revolut app. I'm expecting before the end of the year. This obviously can have some kind of pushback, but I believe that we will be able to do it before the end of this year.
Great. So you're truly becoming a global app. Now, one app, all things money. Do you really believe that the company has accomplished this tagline, or do you think there is still some points to go for to achieve this?
Considering we have 7 years in the market, I believe it will be quite ambitious to have already reached this goal of being all things money. This is definitely the vision that we walk towards too. However, as you can imagine, the financial world is a very broad world with a lot of products, a lot of opportunities that can be made available to the users. One example I'm thinking of now is, for example, the credit product. Credit is something that is very important within the financial industry, and obviously it's a product that Revolut at the moment doesn't widely offer in all of the countries. So we, as any other product, we already have it in testing phases. We already have it rolled out in some of the markets, but there is obviously an optimization process to be done and understanding if the product is actually working well and satisfying all our users' needs before fully scaling it to all of the regions that we operate. Also because there are licenses, that there are regulations that we need to comply on a country basis before offering any kind of financial products, which also delay the time that we take to roll out the product in each one of the countries we operate in. So there is definitely still a path for us to take until we are able to cover all of the financial products. That is our vision. That is what we work towards to. At the moment, I believe for 7 years in the market, we already have a very comprehensive and complete range of products available to our users, but the team is working on a daily basis into increasing our value proposition.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Thomas. We are almost near the end of our session, but we have already spoken about spend, send. Now we need to talk about saving, which is a very important aspect for any international student. Reason being, there's a lot of expense that happens, when they are abroad. So your app has this feature of money management. How does that assist students in managing their money, and does it help with the investment part also?
So I think here we are then talking about two different products. So one is saving, another one is investing. Regarding the savings product, Revolut offers a very good analytics and budgeting product, which allows you to spend directly where, or to know where your money is being spent. So we automatically agglomerate your transactions if it is online shopping, if it is on a restaurant, if it is the rent that you paid on a monthly fee. So you can actually set up groups where Revolut automatically will fill in with the different transactions that you are made, giving you a very clear visibility of how you are spending your money. On top of this, we have our savings products. So you have Vault, And in some countries, these vaults can actually provide interest paid on a daily basis over the funds that you have in those savings accounts. Those savings accounts are always managed by you. At any time, you can put more money or take money out of your saving account, obviously impacting the amount that you will receive of interest on a daily basis. And then we also have investment products available to our users. Users can invest either in stocks or crypto. However, Revolut here positions itself as a provider that allows users to, if they want, to invest in these kind of opportunities. Obviously, we do not encourage and we do not offer advice to whether students should use our trading and crypto services. This is something completely up to the student and how do they want, in this case, to invest their money, because obviously the money that is going to be invested in crypto or trading product is going to be liable to any kind of change in the market that can happen. So it can, we all know, it can either improve, it can decrease. It's up to the student to understand what is the risk they want to take with their financial investments.
Right. So investment is directly subject to the market risk. So that's very clear. So while we are on the topic, and of course, I mixed investment and saving earlier, but you do suggest, and you do have this investment related service with the crypto and stock investment that you mentioned. Do you think that this is advisable for student, being yourself an international student in your early days?
Once again, it's difficult for us to encourage or to offer any kind of financial advice. We have this product available, and this really depends on how the student wants to invest his money. Obviously, this money is going to be exposed to the market, to the changes that happen in the market, and it can either work well or not work well to the student. So in my case, when I was an international student myself, I know that typically the budget that an international student is working with is quite limited. In my case, I was allocating that budget mostly to the rent I was paying for accommodation, to the food that I had to eat on a daily basis, and there was a very low margin that would be left over by the end of the month that would allow me to, if I want to invest. But back then, I would rather prefer saving, because if I'm living in another country, I would rather have some money that if there is any kind of urgency, if there is any kind of unexpected spend that I need to pay, I know that I have this saving money that can help me with that situation. If the student actually has a high amount of money that is left by the end of the month, and they don't think that they should save that money, but rather invest in any kind of financial product, then Revolut allows them to do it. So once again, in the end, it will always be up to the student and to the financial risk they want to take with the funds that they have available.
True. Makes sense. And of course, international students or any student, if I talk about, they're always unlimited funds. It is you who decide where to spend, how to spend. But it's advisable, if you just want to go party whole month, it's better to invest rather than just party for 15 days and invest the remaining 15 days money into the crypto stock. That's more advisable, guys. Rest is up to you. Now, you guys are working into financial digital. There is a lot of phishing activities keep on going. There is a lot of risk right now to data, to security. How do you ensure the safety of funds and security of the data? What protocols are placed to regulate the privacy and safety?
So by law and under the FCA regulation, our users' money is protected by regulated banks. This means that we keep our users' money in these accounts until our users pay it out. So basically, it is as safe to have your funds on a Revolut as it would be on any other banking, because Revolut, to operate in all of the countries that we operate to, it has to comply, it has to ensure our users' funds safety. That's why we work with many local and regulated banks, and we make sure that our users' funds are always safe. And if at any time they need to access those funds are always available to them. So it's kind of our key, or one of our biggest concerns is on how to protect our users' funds, because we know how impactful, negatively impactful it can be for our business if those funds, if actually something happens with those funds and those funds are not protected by the traditional or all of the complying with all of the FCA regulations. So we can, I mean, it's this protection. We at the moment we are working on having banking licenses in more countries. This is going to give more trust to our users on accepting Revolut, because in most of the countries we operate, we don't operate as a bank, but we are working into moving towards that solution. Nevertheless, the security of our users' funds is already guaranteed accordingly to all of the laws and FCA regulations that we need to comply with to operate.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Tomás, for sharing all this insightful information with us and our viewers. Before we sign out, there's one question that I want to ask, and I think you're the best person to share this advice with students, because you yourself has been an international student. So what is that 2 cents of advice would you like to share with any aspirants who's planning to study abroad?
I would say enjoy it, because those months are going to go past very, very quickly. And I think when I look back to my university years, the year that I studied abroad, I actually studied 1 semester in the Netherlands, 1 semester in Sweden, are the ones that I have the most memories, the most story to tell about. And they kind of went very fast. Each semester felt just a few weeks, because there is a lot of people to get to know, a lot of activities to do, a lot of new places to visit. So just enjoy those months. Just take those opportunities to meet as many new people as possible, to get to know as many cultures as possible, because by the end of your university years, most likely those ones will be the ones that you will have the best memories and the best stories to tell about.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Tomás, for joining us. So take time to enjoy the moment, because you will not realize and time will be gone. On this note, we'll be closing our session. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you found it useful. Looking forward to seeing you guys next Friday at 5 p.m. on ULTV Study Abroad 101. Stay tuned to our social media handles for more information. Thank you so much again, Tomás, for joining us here and sharing this valuable insights.
Thank you, Chef Ali, for the invitation. It was a pleasure to talk with you.